Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, yeah. Well, yes, I am Ken Hart. I will be the dungeon hamster for the game, and I have been doing freelance work for D&D and Magic the Gathering over the years, and I am one of the co-writers of this product called Disaster Hamsters 2, which was produced by a whole team of talented individuals and is available for purchase on Drive-Thru RPG. And I am happy to be here. This is pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited to have you. Now people could actually even hear my excitement because apparently I started off muted, but everyone could hear you, Ken.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Caustic Phoenix, how about, welcome, and how about you tell people a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here once again. I feel like this is my second home now at this point. I will be moving in. Thank you.
We got a couch for you in the side room.
Yeah,
welcome,
perfect.
welcome.
That's all I need. I'm 5'2", so a large bed is not needed. I fit in most places, so we're good. But I'm so glad to be back here. As always, I love just the opportunity to explore amazing stories that we get to tell and with fun people. And so, Ying, when you asked me to come on here again, I said yes immediately. And I have no regrets. Hopefully at the end of these few hours, I will still have no regrets.
That's the goal.
I hope so.
That's the goal every Wednesday.
I hope that is true. Yes.
Try to meet that low bar for you.
Yeah, there we go. There we
go. So Randy, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I? What are we introducing ourselves or something here?
No, we're just doing the Hangouts.
Okay.
Cool, what's new
just
with you. Welcome.
Thank you. What's new with me? I am. So I, as viewers may know, I wrote like a 200,000 word dwarf novel that started off as a bonus short story for the stream and then just completely like got out of hand. And so I sent that to my agent, and you will be shocked to hear she said it was a bit long.
No.
What?
No.
Also, I mean, it can be easily split into two books basically, but also it's a bit grim. I don't know why over the pandemic, as I was like processing things and dealing with things, I wrote kind of a grim novel, but weird. But yeah, so she said, the market right now is really looking for like hopeful and lighthearted fiction.
Unless you're reaching millennials, right? Come on.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean, tangent, like at my day job, we have these daily stand-ups, and oh man, you can definitely tell like the divide between the millennials and the not millennials, and that we have like there'll be like these daily, like every week the PM will ask like a question, and like Taco Tuesday question is like if you could buy a house anywhere, where would you buy it? And there's people would be like, oh, I'd do it in like Spain or whatever, and the millennials are like, what's the point? I would never be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
The despair of millennials.
Yeah.
Their like, sweet despair.
Anywhere.
I'm not even gonna bother answering the question because it's like, oh, my heart. Oh, but yeah. So working on the novel revisions to try and I took out the really grim point of view person and am injecting more humor back into it. And so that's what I've been up to.
Yes.
I remember when I was young and I first joined a company, everybody just talked about their kids. And I remember like awkwardly standing around, not being able to share in conversation about experiences with children. And sadly, now that sounds like it's moved on to house ownership.
Yeah,
rather than kids.
It's deck discussions.
Oh, deck
Discussions. Anything that happens on a deck or the quality of said deck and your maintenance of it.
Oh my God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, Ken, when you started out, like what was the conversation, like in those circles for you?
As a writer? Well, I had submitted, I remember this is going back like a good 15 years ago. I used to submit various short stories. I love horror, so I tried getting into a few horror magazines, no luck. But a friend of mine, Jeff LaSala, who is he's written a novel set in Eberron. He had a long-running D&D game, by post, like an online game that I had a fun character, a warlock, and then he and I were both freelancing for Goodman Games back, like this is about 20 years ago now. And so then when D&D 4th edition came out and there were the online versions of Dungeons and Dragon, there were a bunch of opportunities for freelancers to jump in. So so Jeff and I both kind of jumped in. So I wrote a few articles for Dragon magazine back in those days, and Dungeon Adventure. And then more recently, I've done a couple of the Adventurers League modules.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And
which ones?
This is early ones too. One of the ones is Bounty in the Bog, which was set during the Elemental Evil campaign. And there's another one called The Ghost, which is set during the Curse of Strahd campaign.
Cool.
And I am a huge Ravenloft fan. So to write an adventure set in Ravenloft was like a dream come true for me. And then more recently, I have been working on what is no longer a secret project for Magic the Gathering, the Doctor Who Universes Beyond set, because I am also a huge Whovian.
Is that what you call yourselves? Whovians?
Yes, a Whovian.
Oh, I did not know
yes.
that.
The lore in that world is so vast.
Oh my God. Yeah, show's been around for 60 years. So,
yeah.
I ended up going to when I grew up in Portland, there were magnet schools that focus on different things. Ended up going to the performing arts high school, big surprise. And then but there was and then there was a school that was very much focused on, at the time, computers and science, more focused. And apparently at that school, as I understand it, there was someone who was basically the Whovians ruled the school kind of thing. And there was someone who would be designated each year out of the class the Time Lord. And then as they passed through the halls, the other ones had to acknowledge.
No.
Yeah.
That is the coolest school I have ever heard of.
Was there a makeshift TARDIS somewhere in the school?
Yeah, that was the mascot, right? Please.
Yes, please.
I could be wrong. I think Matt Groening went to that school.
What?
But maybe not at the time that was happening. I don't know. But yeah.
There was, I don't know if you've heard, at MIT, they have this annual tradition of pulling a massive prank on the roof of the main building. It's something else, it's under tight security guards, and somehow the students always manage to get something up there. So one year they managed to put a TARDIS on top of the main MIT building, which is pretty cool. I went dark. Come back. There we go.
We got Savage Sparrow joining now. So this will be our final player.
Oh,
great.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. Like how some people disassemble and reassemble a car in a space where it's how the heck did you get a car in here?
Yes.
Do that with do that with the telephone box. Start just as a whatever guerrilla movement. Just start running
Pretty
around
much, yeah.
building TARDISes in random places, and people are like, how the?
I feel like the planning for that has to be so far in advance, figuring out who's doing what.
Right.
And the plans of taking things apart and putting them back together. I tried to reupholster a chair and it was a terrible idea. The chair is still unfinished a year later.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, those people have some serious organizational and motivational skills that I agree.
I was curious, it'll cost me $200. I got the chair for $5 at a place. I'm just not going to do that. I'll figure it out. Now I see that it's worth by $500 instead. I have made a grave mistake. That skill set is impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Jen?
Hello,
Welcome,
friends.
welcom
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Whoa, welcome. We're just talking about
Excellent.
random
Yeah.
stuff.
I
Oh,
know.
Yep.
You came
Love that
ready with
hat.
the. Yeah.
I know. I love it. It's so
Mhm.
fluffy and nice. And it's also cold in my room. So extra benefit. And the other fun thing that it does is this.
Oh.
That better come up at some point in this game tonight.
Really?
I am the wizard. So
Perfect.
Cast
It's
magic.
perfect.
You have the right headgear on, so
Yes.
perfect.
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly.
I read in my quote, tried to find something, but the closest I had was my sock monkey onesie. So, and it didn't quite work. So I was like, no, I'll just not.
Yeah.
Maybe
my-
not.
yeah, maybe next one shot.
Yeah, my daughter had a penguin hoodie that she had when she was 6 years old. As she's 15 now, it
Mhm.
really no longer fits her, and certainly wouldn't fit me.
You could always try. It'd be
I can
adorable
always
either
try.
way.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, before we get too much further, I just want to say for
Yes.
everyone here, we do have 2 giveaways going on, and you can enter early. One is that one of our very generous sponsors, Norse Foundry, has decided to give us multiple sets of dice to give away during the month of December. So every single week, we're giving away 1 full set of their metal
Nice.
dice, and that includes an additional bolder version of whatever set it is. And this week, it just so happens to be the silver lycanthrope set. So if you want to get a chance to win that, I believe it's !ticket. If you type that into the chat and hit enter. And so that would be for a full set plus a boulder, which for those that don't know is like a giant honking D20. Like if you want to impress the table, make it shake, drop the mic, whatever, this is the D20. I mean, maybe I'm blowing up the size a little too much with my hands. Like, you just drop it.
You have to pelt it to the table.
Yeah, you only get to roll it if you're strong enough to even lift it.
I mean, their
Um,
dice are
funny.
metal. They're already pretty hefty. So a giant dice, that sucker.
Oh yeah.
It's a home defense tool. It is
Yeah.
multiple
When you-
uses.
Yeah, when you want to run that Indiana Jones trap for your players in your campaign, there you go.
Yeah.
Or Home Alone your house, just set it up at the top of the stairs, like as a real trap in case
Mhm.
anyone tries to come in.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't like the map your DM created, so you just throw it on there and destroy the whole thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
idea. Okay, we Home Alone trap this, and we have the big D20 roll into a Rube Goldbergian device
Ooh,
that
I
then
love it.
triggers
Very
a
nice.
bucket of smaller D20s
Yes.
that then our would-be robbers trip over.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
we all gathered thanks to North Foundry.
D4s like
There we go.
algebra all over.
Yeah, so
Yeah, or
thank you,
D4s
Norse
for all the points.
Very
Yeah.
good.
D4s. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
the most deadly of all the dice.
Oh my god. Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing that we have as a giveaway, because we have Ken here doing a one shot for Disaster Hamster 2, we're giving away 2 copies of the Disaster Hamster 2 book. Digital copies, mind you, so anybody in the world can win. I guess I forgot to say that for the Norse Foundry dice, if you do win and you're international, we will give you a gift card instead because Norse Foundry is just that nice. But if you enter for a copy of the Disaster Hamster 2 book, open to anybody in the world, and it is !ticket, or
Mm,
!enter in order to enter that one.
okay.
So !ticket for the dice, !enter for the book, and feel free to just enter both of them, and hopefully you win both of them.
There you go.
All right.
And you don't have to be a lycanthrope to win the dice either.
Right.
You can use them even if you're not a lycanthrope.
Now, can we get hamster-sized dice? I mean, like Jen's idea about having smaller and smaller dice sizes. Could we get to hamster-sized dice?
Hmm.
I'll pass it by Norse Foundry. We'll see what they say. They have bone dice, and I don't know what bone it
Ooh.
is.
Hamster.
Oh.
No.
Wow, we went dark early.
Yeah, don't
Sorry.
like that.
Wow.
I brought a
Damn.
little variety to the table. My bad.
Did you come here with 0 regrets? Mind me.
Damn.
She just finished binge watching Wednesday, and she's like, "I'm
Yeah.
bringing the dark."
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes, someone was watching Watership Down recently.
Yeah. Oh
Where
my
is-
goodness.
Oh,
Where is my brain went to like, there's that one channel on YouTube that does tiny hamsters eating tiny foods. So I just imagined
No.
a tiny hamster D&D party with tinier dice and then them all eating their character sheets.
Everybody has to have like one of those little magnification glasses or lens, and you play with little
Yes.
tweezers to roll the dice and move.
Yeah. If you are ever having a bad day, just look up tiny hamsters eating tiny
Oh my
foods.
God.
Like the tiny burrito is really good.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
It's very cute.
As soon as we're done, I'm doing that.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
This is everyone's bedtime
welcome.
story.
That's right.
Yes. Everybody has homework now. After the stream or during our break, you need to look this up.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Did it have little sound effects like ASMR? Like, can you hear them
Yeah.
eating? And
Oh my God.
goodness.
Well, they have like they all eat, and then there's like little music, and then like my favorite is like, you know, there's one where like the guy will get in a full chef's outfit and like meticulously prepare this tiny meal for this little hamster to eat. And it's so great because he'll just be like, you know, nervously watching as the hamster, and then like the hamster will eat it and he'll be like,
I feel like that's the job I want. How do I become a hamster chef?
Oh my God.
Oh, I want to be that hamster. Holy cow, I'll sign up for that.
Oh, I know. Like the food that this little chonky guy eats looks so incredible. And I'm just like, I want to be that hamster.
Has there ever been a meal he said no to?
I don't know. I haven't watched all the videos, so perhaps.
He takes his tiny paws and just like flips the
no.
table.
I know when
What?
they made a tiny pie, I think it took him a while to figure out how to eat the pie.
Fair,
I just
fair.
want to see an angry rejecting, like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
God.
standards now, Kevin.
Man.
I watched one of I think they were eating like celery once, and the sounds that they make when they're eating celery were so cute. Like it has the munch munch crunch of the celery, and also like a little like oink oink squeak of the
Aw.
guinea pig. It was great.
Wow. Nice.
The little blessing we all need in
therapeutic.
our lives. Brandy, watch that if you need to bring in more humor and lightness to your novel. Just
Right,
add in
yeah,
a few
yeah.
squeaky ASMR hamsters.
There we go. Yep.
These are the tools we needed.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have to ask, why hamsters? Like, obviously, there's a lot of
Ooh.
cute animals, but why hamsters and adorable things into what is often an inherently funny and violent game?
Were you
Because-
bribed by the
well,
hamster
almost
council?
because of that. I mean, we have
They naturally go hand to hand.
they go hand in hand. I
Paw-paw.
mean, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, who wouldn't want to see hamsters take up battle with long swords or cast spells? I mean, come on. So yeah, you know, people can act out, you know, their favorite Red Wall or Secret of Nim storyline.
Oh yeah.
So glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
that's-
Rats with
yeah.
8-packs. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, but they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I recall being heavily traumatized by Secrets of Nim. like, like I don't really remember much of the movie other than it was really cool and I was very traumatized. Like it was
Funny.
scary.
That's the appropriate
Yeah.
response.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, so we and it started off, we did a we put together something just called Disaster Hamsters. The original Disaster Hamsters was an adventure that we released last year. And people liked it. So we did a Kickstarter at the earlier this year. I think when did our Kickstarter launch? I want to say like late spring.
Mhm.
And we got funded, pretty quickly. So that was nice. And so for the Kickstarter, we wanted to do a full-fledged campaign. Like instead of just an adventure, and it focuses on these critters that are trying to get out of a mad scientist laboratory, shades of Pinky of the Brain. Another one of my favorite shows.
It's great.
Yeah. So we did a full-fledged campaign in which, we have hamster-sized villages and cities and the whole economic structure. And we put together guidelines for different sorts of animals.
Mhm.
And I'll explain some of that background, into that game background, when we get officially started in a few minutes. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of people collaborated on this, and we had a blast putting it together.
That's so cool. What was the first class that you're like, I want to write this one first, or this is the one I'm really excited about? Like that's been like sitting on your brain and like, I'm ready to put this onto paper.
Well, I am a huge Warlock fan. So I was, eager to try, eager to see what I could do with a like a Warlock rat or a Warlock squirrel. And yeah, just certain things like, squirrels. Well, squirrels are really good with their hands. They'd be great rogues.
Totally.
Very sneaky.
And yeah, and there are some bird races. So we have a couple of bird races. Now they don't have arms, they still have their wings. So it's hard for them to build things, but they because they are still animals. Like there aren't, aside from their intelligence, they are pretty much the same as your typical animal. They don't look any different, aside from the fact that they also wear clothes and armor and whatever. So yeah, it was fun putting together some of the characters. Another thing we did that I wrote the descriptions for, we had a kind of a Kickstarter backer bonus that if you gave a certain amount, you could design your own NPC for the game.
Oh, right.
So we had some really good ideas, and it was fun. It was fun for me to write up the actual description for some of them, and our art team did a wonderful job on some of them as well. And during the course of the adventure tonight, I'll share a couple of screenshots of characters who may be popping up.
Oh, how are you going to share those screenshots?
Well, can we do a share screen? No?
No, I think you could send me the pictures during our break, and then I'll figure out some way to do it.
Okay. All right. All right.
Just, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
If only you chose the sorcerer's class.
There we go.
Keeping Yang Yang on his toes.
I know, right?
All right.
Oh, so, okay, I have a question, too. There's so many cool critters out there. So many. Did you have some that were cut from the book that you wish you kept, or are there any highlights?
I really wanted to see if we could get a snake PC.
Ooh.
But then it was just too difficult to make it like usable as a PC because no arms, no legs. We do have a couple of snake NPCs, but in terms of a player character, now we couldn't really pull it off. And we did decide to go with the bat. So
interesting.
We do have bats and birds. So there is some flight involved. And we definitely wanted to do like the things you would typically see in a forest. And the rule of thumb was if it's smaller than a cat, it's eligible.
Nice.
So, and like the largest animal we have for character classes is a beaver. Beaver comes across as, I think it's a size huge for like, if like your hamster is,
interesting.
Your hamster is certain, but beavers are much, much bigger than hamsters.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a beaver and just be really big, like a Goliath in typical D&D.
Oh my goodness. I would love to be a beaver and just start like gnawing on the BBEG's fortress, just like undermining the pillars with my teeth, like slowly over time.
Oh,
you don't have to fight them if you bury them in their lair.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Beaver engineers and squirrel architects are instrumental in the construction of some of the cities.
I like that. Yeah, I love that sort of world building.
Are there naked mole rats?
Absolutely answer that question, then we have to go to a break.
Sorry.
Okay, yes.
No, totally answer it. I want to hear it.
It's totally up to the critter. There are some who will be fully decked out, and others who may just wear like a hat or a pair of gloves.
Right. They're part of the nudist colony.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There's no,
Oh, boy.
there's no body shaming
No.
and
No.
disaster hamsters.
Yeah, I will say though, those things kind of really creep me out. You know, I'm sorry there's naked mole rat livers out there. Slash they're terrifying. Okay, with that, we're going to break. We will see
Okay.
you in a few moments. All right, don't go away.